friends, hello, welcome back. Hopefully it's having a lovely day. So we are talking a little hockey ultimate teams. Please avoid this stuff at all costs, especially early in the year. It's when it comes out the most, but you do see it throughout the season as well. We're going to start off talking about the X factors. Now, if you're completely new to the game, or maybe you don't play Hunt the entire year, X factors are very expensive to build. Now, to start the year, they're all fine and dandy. It's like, oh, you get an X factor here, you get an X factor there, you get an X factor here, and things could change, but the last couple years historically they've become very expensive to build, where right now McDavid's at 85 is only going to cost you 2 X factor tokens. Still trying to figure out the value of tokens this year. Seems like they might be a little bit easy, but still 2 tokens. It'll be 3, it'll be 4. By the time you get to 90 overall, you're going to need 4 tokens, 95 tokens, 6 tokens. I mean, it might cost you 25 tokens to upgrade this guy to a 99, and at 25 tokens is, again, let's say 20k. 25 might be 25 is an undercut, actually, because you're talking, I mean, you might be closer to 50 or 60, honestly, to a 90 overall or 99 overall. Then you're considering, okay, now all of a sudden you got 1 million coins and tokens easily. And we'll see. Again, they might be easier to come across this year, but just right out the gate, I highly recommend do not get too many X factors. And obviously, get a couple. You want a couple X factors? You want a couple pops? Absolutely. But I'm just recommending so much right now. Don't tie yourself down to this, because 3-4 months down the road, you'll be like, dang, I can't really, I have to upgrade these guys because I have all these coins invested to them. I'm gonna lose all of this. Compared to, well, maybe if you only had a couple and you could save some coins, have them laying around, then you can go and buy players off the auction house. Because typically throughout the year, I mean, it's cheaper, a lot cheaper to just buy the players, upgrade, and then sell it when he downgrades than it is to upgrade some of these guys' X factors. I mean, like the McDavid. I'm gonna think McKinnon. I can't think of too many cards that was ever over 300-400k last season, and that was very rare. Even at their most expensive until Team of the Year came out, but most of the Team of the Week and stuff like that never really went above it. It always stayed around that price. So mind you, again, instead of being forced to tie in all your coins, lose half of them if you want to sell it, you can always upgrade it. Or again, you're not kind of forced to say I have to upgrade these cards, because it can get tedious. You can do it as you please. Maybe plan on having 3 million coins this season, no problem. But I like to think just, because I know a lot of people quickly throw in all their players, all their tradable players into sets and stuff and say, let's make it untradeable. It's not a big deal. It's like, well, you could have traded those players, sold those players, and made some good coins. Speaking of those said players, now a lot of us want to trade them in. I understand. A lot of us want to do team building sets as well, and might want to buy some of these players. And I have to say, please and thank you. Do not buy these players when there's not a lot up and they're expensive. As, early in the year is one of those prime examples. The 78 overall right now is 3K. Again, we don't know the market. We don't know where these are going to fall this year, just because of the way EA retiered things to bronze, silver, and gold. So I'm not going to sit here and make a bold prediction and say it'll never be 3K again. But I can say, I would feel fairly confident in the 80% range that these bad boys are going to drop substantially. Again, could be wrong, but in years past, that's typically how it is. And just, rule of thumb, if you go into the auction house, you just see 3 players up for somebody in general. If it's, whether it's right now, or it's February, or it's July, typically when there's only a couple players of a couple cards of one player up, somebody's got a monopoly on them, somebody's driving the price up. They're a lot more expensive than what they typically are if you just wait for, a day where packs are being released, stuff's coming out, and so on and so forth. So be mindful of that. Let's talk a little bit about Hockey Ultimate Team packs. I mean, if it was me, I'd just say just avoid them in general right now until they do something about the contents, because they're kind of a rip-off. I understand you have money, spend it, do what you gotta do, but they're kind of a rip-off right now. But anyway, what we came to say is just don't spend coins on packs. Rarely is that ever gonna benefit, come out with a profit. And again, if you just want to spend coins on packs, spend coins on packs. I'm not here to tell you what to do. We're trying to help y'all save as much coins as you can, make as many hot coins as you can throughout the year. You're more than welcome to sit on a zero coin balance all season, just spend them every time you get the chance. But if you're trying to build up a balance, build a bigger team, if you want those coins, I recommend trying this. Because here's a prime example. You have an Ultimate Team player booster pack, and it guarantees 183 plus and 1080 plus overalls. I mean, even right now, in the 80 pluses are going for a lot. 1080 pluses, you might get 10k a pop. That's 100k. The 83, probably not going to be worth 800k. You're guaranteed to lose coins by a wide margin on packs like this. I mean, the best chance you have to making coins back, and the odds are just so slim to none on these as well. Now with a 1% chance is the premium pack, and even those again, you have a 2% chance at an 82 plus. You have a 6% chance at an 80 plus. So every six out of every 100 packs, you'll get an 80 plus out of it. And again, we just said 10K for an 80 plus. So again, let's do the quick math. With 6%, it's just, we can't do the quick math because that's a lot of math. But I was gonna say, you do 100 times 26,250, which is what is that? 200 and that's what, 2.6 million? Is that 2.6 million? I think it's 2.6 million. You times that and you do the 6 10K players, you're gonna get 60K. 60K, 2.6 million. Exactly. You know, obviously you have a chance of pulling a higher end player, but just keeping it, you know, trying to put in perspective how much you're wasting in packs using coins. Again, if you do want to spend some money on a game, you want to build your coin balance, by all means go for it, but I highly recommend don't ever use your coins to try and boost your coin balance in this game. Speaking of packs, while we're here, also don't quick sell the items in your packs. Now again, this year they're kind of messing with the balances a little bit, where you can only get like 1,050 for some of these cards. Again, I always try to sell my players because typically they always go for substantially more than quick sell. Obviously you can't quick sell a 0 coin player. I'm not gonna open a pack. Yeah, years past I'd open a pack because it costs like 5K to do it, and I explained it, but I'm not gonna waste 26K on a pack and get nothing in return. They're really in bad shape this year, and maybe that's what EA wants, is they want the packs to be super expensive. They just want to force people to play the game a little bit more, and that might be the way to go. Or maybe they're just trying to quickly cash in and begin. I don't know. Their plan is obviously not my business, and just whatever their planning is, hopefully we just hope that they are trying to do the best for the future of this game. Looking at, what was we gonna look at? Sets. We're talking exchange sets. Everybody's favorite thing to do every year. It's so difficult not to want to do them because I understand how it's played on the media, right? Reddit, look at these guys. Look what I got out of reroll. Twitter, look what I got out of reroll. They're typically not in your favor, but this season they are very, very, very much not in your favor because they have put a cap on the sets, right? So you can exchange 78 pluses, but you're guaranteed an 80, 81 plus. So in about 3 weeks you can do nothing with this, but trade them in for even more. So it is very expensive for 78s. I mean, it's not a lot of 78s to be fair, but it's a very expensive thing to be untradeable. It's a constant reroll. So essentially you maybe need the 581s or something. You want to put 20, 80, 78s. You can always look in that regard, but don't try to open these packs as far as building your team is concerned. Again, things change every year. They're dynamic. The sets can be different. Maybe it doesn't cost as much to complete sets, and maybe this exchange becomes a little bit more worth it. But just again, in years past, as far as building your team up, completely not worth it. Other than that though, that wraps things up for this video. As always, if y'all enjoyed it, I appreciate you liking, appreciate you subscribing. You never have to though. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see you next time.